So in this particular video we are going to see how students can be enrolled into a particular course by a teacher. So there are several methods available for that one: self-enrollment, cohort sync, bulk enrollment, manual enrollment, and auto-enrollment. For self-enrollment, teachers can create a self-enrollment instance with the enrollment key. Then the key will be distributed among the students. So students can enter the enrollment key, then they can access that particular course. A cohort sync is something, the cohort is something, a list of students. It is a dynamic list. Students can be added and removed to or from that particular cohort list. So when the list is available, that list should be created by the administrator. So when the list is available, all the students in the list can be automatically enrolled into that particular course when we are using this particular cohort sync method. So this is a very good way of enrolling the students because this is a dynamic list. If once the this method is configured by the teacher, right, then it is a dynamic list. No need to do it again and again once it is configured. So if there is a new student, when the student added in the cohort, so it will automatically also available in the course also. We'll see that how we can do that. Then bulk enrollment is a way we can the teacher can prepare a Excel CSV file only with the registration numbers. It means username in BLE. So using that, students can be uploaded in a particular course as bulk. For example, if we have thousands of students or hundreds of students, those students can be enrolled or unenrolled to the course by the teacher. So teacher can do everything. A manual enrollment is something, for example, after enrolling a certain student, some one or two students left out or missed. Using this method, teachers can add students, but this is not suitable for large amount of students, since this method will add the student, enroll the student one by one. Auto enrollment is something teachers doesn't have any more control. Any students with the username password, once if it is enabled auto enrollment, when they visit the course page, they are automatically enrolled into the course. And there is another one, sixth one, guest access. Guest access is not recommended, since without the username password also anyone, any outsiders can access the course. So let's see. So there are several methods. First two recommended. First three you can use it. The second one, additionally, that cohorts already been created by the administrator. If it is not available, teachers can use self-enrollment and bulk enrollment. So let's see how we can start with the self-enrollment. I have created a sample course and with a teacher role, right? So first of all, you need to log in. After logged in, you can see your courses under my course area. So I'm going to first create the self-enrollment. So self-enrollment, if you create a self-enrollment, students they can also unenroll by themselves by this method after the end of the semester. After the semester finished or whatever, the student also, that is advantage of another advantage of having a self-enrollment. So first I'm going to click on the subject. So I already logged in. So this is a teacher role. So first of all, you need to go to participant. Click on the participant. If you see, there are no participants here, right? Only the teacher role is available. There is no participant. So to create an enrollment method, we can go to here, right? So then click on enrollment methods. Then you can see there are several methods. Manual enrollment, guest access not recommended. It is by default disabled. If you want to enable, you can click on this eye icon and you can enable. By default, you can see manual enrollment and guest access. You can add more enrollment methods here. So first I'm going to click on self-enrollment. Then you can give a instance name. It is optional, right? It is optional. For example, you can mention the academic year or something like that, whatever, or you can type anything. The other thing, you can give the enrollment key, right? You can give any enrollment key. For example, let's say I'm going to just put ABC 1 2 3. You can give any key, right? So you can click on this eye icon to see this. Then you can copy this, and if you have a WhatsApp group for your students, you can share this key. So those students have this enrollment key, they can enroll into the course, right? There are a lot of configuration here, but you need only the enrollment key. Then click on add method. So once it's there are a lot of options. You can later, if you want, you can also anytime you can go to setting, right? For example, if you want to restrict the student for a number of days, the enroll valid for, let's say if you have 200 days, it will valid for those 200 days. After the 200 days, the enrollment will be invalid. So if you want to notify before the enrollment expires, in that case, you can say whether it is received the notification by only for teacher or teacher and students. You can do all those. There are different settings you can do. After changing the setting, don't forget to click on the save changes. Otherwise, your changes will not be saved. So now you can see self-enrollment enabled, right? Make sure this is not disabled. You can disable at any time, right? You can click on the eye icon, so students won't be able to use this self-enrollment. Once the student join, you can see how many number of students are available here. So that is the first method, right? So this is also suitable for large amount of students, but anyone has the enrollment key, they can enroll. The next method is Cohort Sync, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the cohort list should have already been created, otherwise we cannot use this, right? So to add that, so these are alternative methods. No need to use all these methods. You can go for one method, right? So self-enrollment, that is enough. But also you can use multiple enrollment methods also. That is also possible, right? So let's go to Cohort Sync. So again, you can all the available cohorts. This is available here, right? This is created by the administrators. Each faculty, there are different Moodle administrators are there. So for management faculty, I am following this method. For example, if you want to add all the students from 1920 batch, so it will start, for example, MIT. So it's a 19.MIT. So the student registration number, right? Student registration number start with SCUIS 19 MIT something. All the students are already created in this cohort. So for example, if I select this, right, you can see here. Then assign role is student. If you want to create groups, you can create, but that's not necessary. Then you can click on add method. So now you can see automatically there are 162 students enrolled. So this is not a fixed number, right? Once you now at the moment 162 students are in this cohort. So administrator later, if it is if there are any dropout students, or those students have withdrawn from the course or something, they can remove. So in that case, this number may change, right? And if you go to the participant to check those enrolled students, now you can see all the students from this particular pattern, registration number 19 MIT, right? They have already enrolled with one click, right? So that is one condition, that cohort it's already been there. Should have been created by the administrator. So let's go to the enrollment method again. If you want to disable temporarily, you can disable this, right? Or if you want to delete this, for example, if we have done for this particular students this semester, the next year you need to add 20 MIT. So in that case, you can disable this or you can delete this, right? So if you want, you can click on that and you can delete that. So by deleting, these students will be unenrolled. So if you are using this Cohort Sync, students themselves cannot be unenrolled. You need to unenroll them, right? So that is Cohort Sync. Third one is bulk enrollment. For bulk enrollment, we need, before creating the bulk enrollment, we need to create, for example, an Excel file. I'm going to quickly create an Excel file. Let's say a new workbook. This should be username, right? Without any space, or otherwise it will not work, right? Username. Then can have, for example, SUIS 20 MIT 001, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some students. Let's say 21 students, right? So this is this student should have been already created. So these usernames are already there, right? Or you can get the this list from attendance sheet or from the office, right? Dean office or somewhere, or the department office. You can get the registration number of all the students who are registered for that particular course. So the important thing, you have to save this as a CSV file. So file, save as, let's say desktop. We'll see, save anywhere, save it on the desktop. So file type should be comma delimited, right? CSV, right? This one, CSV, right? CSV comma delimited. There are other CSV UF8. No need that one. You can click on this, then you can give a name. For example, let's say any name you can give, right? Any name you can give. I'm going to save it on the desktop. Right now that this students list are available, so we can go to sorry, that is not available here. It is a separate plugin. By default it is not available. I have configured this plugin separately. So you can go to bulk enrollment, Then we have two types, bulk enrollment and unenrollment. You can do the enrollment as well as unenrollment. So now there we are going to right. So we can minimize this one, and there is a file, that is a file, right? That is a file. So I'm going to drag that file and drop it here, right? So, and another important thing, first column contains login, right? You have to select first column contain login. So that's the one we need to select. Don't need to worry about the other settings. Then click on enroll them to my course. So enrolling users, now you can see 20 enrolled, right? So one registration number is not available, I guess. So I randomly created. So there is no student with this one, right? So you can make sure the number, right? 20 enrolled, right? Then you can also there will be an email. You will receive an email automatically also for using this method. So click on continue. Now if you go to your course and go to the participant, you can see those 20 students, right, including the teacher. There are 20 participants, you can see here. So the participant we can rearrange with the username. If you click on this, you can sort that with the username, right? There are a lot of things there, we can do it. So we can also unenroll using bulk unenrollment. We can go there. So we can use the same CSV file, right? But this time we are going to unenroll. So here make sure you are selecting first column contains login, unenroll them from my course. This time also you will receive an email, right? So 20 students unenrolled, right? So that is also easiest way to enroll and unenroll when you have the list of students. Then menu enrollment is something you can go to participant, right? You can click here, enroll user. Then you can type the registration number, or if you know the name of the student, right? For example, is UIS 2090, let's say 004, the students, right? So you can click on that, and 5, right? So likewise you can enroll one by one, 6, right? You can enroll one by one. Then make sure assign role is student. Then you can enroll selected users and cohorts. Now you can see those 3 students have been enrolled, but this is manual, right? Manually we have enrolled. Then we can use auto. The final one is auto enrollment. So I can go to enrollment methods again. Here you can select auto enroll. You can give a label, right? Like something like that, right? And there are a lot of settings, start date, end date. I can give a custom welcome message. When the student enroll, they will receive that message. You can finally click on add method. So this method enable any students, when they visit the course, they will automatically enroll. Anyone click on the course link, course subject page, they can enroll. That method also you can use, but it is not a good way of enrolling, since you don't have control who is enrolled in your particular subject. Again, if you want to certain all the students from a particular enrollment method, you can also go to this one roles, right? Then you can select the student here, then apply filter, then all the students will be selected here, right? And you can select all. Then you can, if you have hundreds of students, you can, if you click on here, all the 100 students will be selected. Then you can delete, right? So for example, if you want to delete whatever you have manually enrolled, you can select here, you can delete, right? Or if you have whatever we have enrolled self enrollment, you can click on here, or auto enrollment. If you want to unenroll those particular methods, for example, if I want to manually I enroll 3 students, so I can select delete selected user enrollment, and it will list all the 3 manual enrollments. Then you can click on unenroll. So that's it. I can use one of these method